Hello, and welcome to Wisconsin Yoga. It's a heat wave out there today, negative 20 degrees. Let's do some yoga. Let us start in the mountain pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, bring your leg up and go into the tree pose. Hold your hands above your head, breathe in, and breathe out.
And going to balancing table with one arm out in front of you and the opposite leg out behind you, straight as possible. Keep yourself straight with your back and legs straight.
Now, let us go into the staff pose. Straighten your legs in front of you and touch your palms to the ground behind you. Keep your back straight, your neck straight.
Now move into Sphinx pose with your elbows on the ground in front of you and your body on the ground. Look forward and breathe at a steady rate. Pelvis into the air and balance on your shoulders. This is a good core exercise. And now transition into plow pose. Lift your feet above your head and let your feet fall on the other side of your head. Let your arms lay on the ground in front of you.